I just spent the last 30 days living like a stoic monk right here in modern America. No social media, no Netflix, no late night scrolling, just me, my thoughts, and principles that are over 2,000 years old. And here's what nobody tells you about this challenge. It's not the cold showers or waking up at 5 a.m. that breaks you. It's something much deeper. Something that happens around day 17 when you're sitting in complete silence and you realize you've been running from yourself your entire life. This experiment changed everything I thought I knew about discipline, happiness, and what it actually means to be free in a world designed to keep you distracted. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the ancient Stoics might have figured out the secret to modern life that we've completely forgotten. Let's dive in. Day 1 to 5. The uncomfortable beginning. The first morning, I woke up at 5 a.m., no alarm, just a commitment. I sat down to meditate, and my mind was chaos, pure chaos. Thoughts about work, about what people said to me 3 years ago, about what I need to buy from the grocery store. Here's the thing about living like a stoic monk in 2026. You don't escape to a monastery. You're right here in the middle of it all. The city noise, the notifications you're trying to ignore, the temptation of just one quick check of your phone. The Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they didn't live in caves. Marcus Aurelius was literally running the Roman Empire while practicing Stoicism. He was dealing with wars, politics, betrayal, and still finding inner peace. That's the real test. So I set up my rules. No social media, no entertainment media, no alcohol, no sugar. Wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for 30 minutes, cold shower, journal, read Stoic philosophy, work with complete focus, evening reflection, sleep by 9 p.m. Simple, right? Wrong. Day 6 to 12. The withdrawal. Around day 6, I hit what I call the digital withdrawal phase. You know how people joke about being addicted to their phones? It's not a joke. I caught myself reaching for my phone 47 times on day 7. I counted 47 times, and there was nothing on there to check. I deleted everything. This is where most people quit these challenges, because you start feeling everything you've been avoiding. Boredom hits you like a truck, loneliness creeps in, anxiety that you've been drowning out with constant stimulation suddenly has nowhere to hide. The Stoics called this living with discomfort. Seneca said we should practice poverty, not to punish ourselves, but to remove the fear of losing what we have. So when I felt that urge to escape into entertainment, I sat with it. I asked myself, what am I running from? The answer wasn't pretty. I realized I'd been using distraction as a painkiller for a life I wasn't fully living. Every time I felt inadequate, scroll. Every time I felt uncertain, Netflix. Every time I felt alone, disappear into someone else's curated life online. Day 13 to 20, the breakthrough. Then something shifted around day 13. I woke up, and for the first time in maybe 10 years, I wasn't tired. Not physically. My mind felt clear, like someone had wiped the fog off a window I didn't even know was dirty. During my morning meditation, instead of fighting my thoughts, I started observing them. The Stoics teach this concept called the dichotomy of control. There are things you can control, your actions, your responses, your effort, and things you cannot control, other people's opinions, the past, most of the future. I started asking myself throughout the day, is this in my control? Someone cuts me off in traffic, not in my control. My reaction to it, completely in my control. My boss gives me difficult feedback, not in my control. What I do with that information, totally in my control. This simple framework started changing everything. You know, I've seen a lot of content about monk life. People like Jay Shetty talking about how to think like a monk. But here's the difference. It's one thing to learn the principles. It's completely different to actually live them for 30 straight days with no escape route.
Day 21 to 25. The real test. Day 21 was my real test. I had a major work deadline. Normally, I'd panic, stress, work until 2 a.m. fueled by energy drinks and anxiety, but I'd been practicing Stoic principles. So instead, I broke it down. What's in my control? My effort, my focus, my preparation. What's not? The outcome, other people's reactions, external circumstances. I worked with intense focus from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then I stopped. I went for a walk. I didn't check my email 47 times. I didn't spiral into worst-case scenarios. I did my best and let go of the rest. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." For the first time in my life, I actually understood what that meant, not intellectually, but in my bones. The deadline went fine. Not perfect, but fine. And here's the crazy part. I didn't lose sleep over it. The old me would have replayed every detail for weeks. The Stoic version of me did the work, accepted the outcome, and moved on. Day 26 to 30, the transformation. By day 26, people started noticing. "You seem different," a friend said. "Calmer, more present." I didn't tell them about the experiment. I just smiled. The truth is, I was different. Not because I'd become some enlightened guru, but because I'd stripped away all the noise and found something underneath. Myself, the actual me. Not the anxious, distracted, approval-seeking version, but the person who exists when all the external validation is removed. The Stoics call this living in accordance with nature, with your true nature, not the manufactured version society tells you to be. On day 30, I sat down for my final meditation, and I cried. Not sad tears, relief tears. I'd spent 30 days proving to myself that I could be okay, more than okay. I could be genuinely at peace in a world that profits from my anxiety. The lessons. So what did I actually learn from living like a Stoic monk for 30 days in modern America? First, your mind is the only prison you need to escape from. Every limitation, every fear, every excuse lives between your ears. Change your thoughts, change your life. The Stoics mean this 2,000 years ago. Second, discomfort is growth. We avoid it like poison, but it's actually medicine. Cold showers, difficult conversations, boredom, sitting with your own thoughts, this is where you build mental strength. Third, you need way less than you think. Less entertainment, less stimulation, less stuff, less approval. Simplicity isn't depredation, it's freedom. Fourth, the present moment is all you actually have. I spent years living in anxiety about the future or regret about the past, but life only happens right now. This breath, this moment, that's it.
And finally, discipline isn't restriction, it's liberation. When you control your mind, your habits, your reactions, you're free. Free from being jerked around by every emotion, every notification, every external circumstance. Now, am I going to live like a Stoic monk forever? No. I'm bringing back some things. Music while I work, occasional social time, some of the comforts of modern life. But I'm also keeping the core practices. The morning meditation, the journaling, the focus on what I can control, the intentional living. Because I've seen what's on the other side of discipline, and it's everything I was looking for through distraction. If this video resonated with you, if you're tired of being pulled in 1,000 directions by a world that cats wants your attention more than your peace, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells me this message matters to you. And if you're serious about building a life of purpose, clarity, and inner strength, subscribe to Next Peak, because we're just getting started. Every week, I'm sharing real experiments, real challenges, real transformations. No fluff, just truth. The Stoics believed that philosophy isn't something you study, it's something you live. So if you're ready to stop just consuming content and actually start transforming your life, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, remember what Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one."